Welcome to my channel. It is Sincerely Valley, and in today's video we're going to be talking about how to combat burnout. So if you're someone who's experiencing burnout right now or you're on the brink of it, I'm going to share with you guys some tips and tricks and also some systems that I have put in place that help me create a healthy balance in my personal life. So this video is especially curated for parents. So this is going to really help you guys move towards having a healthy, fulfilled, and balanced lifestyle. I'm going to start by giving you guys a little bit of background story about myself because it's really going to help me move into step one, which I feel is so important if you are trying to create balance. So about 5 years ago, I found myself in single parenthood. And sometimes people have this stigma that single parenthood is a curse or something bad, but you have to get rid of this mindset if you are feeling this way about your position. So if you're feeling like you're inferior or less than, or you feel like you're incapable of having a good life because you are being placed in this position, then you need to get rid of that right away. So mindset is super important if you want to live a rich and fulfilled life. Nothing can hold you back but yourself. And if you have your mind set up to where you can't reach a specific goal, then ultimately that's going to become your reality. If you see parenthood as a burden, then it's going to become burdensome in your reality. Your mind really does create the vision for you, and it really creates the expectations that you have for yourself and your situation. I want you guys to understand that you are not limited just because of your circumstance. I can personally tell you that as a single mom, I ended up purchasing my own house. I got my college degree. I traveled the world, both internationally and domestically. I literally just got off a trip from Washington, D.C. with my son, which was amazing. I prioritize self-care, self-love in my life for the most part. When I'm not overwhelmed with certain things, I live a pretty happy life. You have access to things that other people have as well, right? So just make sure that you have your mindset set up so that you can access those things that you want in your life. At this moment, I'm just trying to make the most of where God placed me right now. So I want to encourage you guys to do the same. So now that we have the mindset down pat, we're going to start going into some tips that I'm going to share with you guys to help you create systems in your life. So take what works for you and leave what doesn't. All right, so system number one is how I kind of orchestrate our mornings. So I do have two kids, age 11 and 7. They are school-age children, and we have a pretty early start in the morning time. So one thing I used to do, which would kind of add to the burnout, was that I would wake up extra early and cook breakfast. So make sure there was a hot breakfast on the stove. But nowadays, I had to get creative and maximize my time. So what I did was I created a system for them to have a grab and go breakfast. So I like to call it the continental breakfast. So, in hotels when they have the things laid out for you, the free breakfasts. So I kind of replicated that in my kitchens where the kids can grab whatever snacks that they want. They also have other options as well. So if they want to make themselves a parfait or grab some fresh fruit, they're able to do that. So all of these things are, easy for them. It takes under 5 minutes. And I also change out their breakfast snacks every so often. So anything that they can have that is pretty easy for them to access and make themselves makes my life a lot easier. You can just make this your own and cater it to what your kids like and what they're going to eat. And also, the kids also have the option of getting breakfast at school as well. This is a win-win because number one, my kitchen stays clean and it is a time and energy saver. For myself, sometimes I do food prepping the night before. I would make like overnight oats or something that's fairly easy that I can just grab and go in the morning. So I usually just resort to something like this. But as far as meal planning throughout the week, that is something that became a job that is more strenuous for me. I tried it before when it came to lunches and dinners, and it just wasn't my thing. Okay, so some people, they have it down pat. It's convenient for them, it works, but just for me personally, it did not work out. So I have given up on food prep, but with the exception of having small little things like this that have helped me to get out quicker in the morning. And I will link down below all the items that you see and maybe you're interested in this video. So I will hook you guys up at the bottom. So just make sure that you look in the description box. You'll see every item that I'm using in this video. The next piece of advice that I'm going to share with you guys is to delegate. So, delegate those responsibilities that you don't really enjoy doing. So, for example, grocery shopping is not therapeutic for me. Some people love it. I'm a person who could do without it. So, one thing that I've been doing for the past 3 years is grocery pickup. So, I think this is one of the best things since sliced bread. So, what I do is basically I do my shopping online. You pretty much fill up your basket and then choose a time slot that you're going to pick up your items. And you have a shopper do all the shopping for you. So, all you pretty much have to do is show up during your time slot whenever they say your items are ready for pickup. And you have a worker come out and give you your items. Okay, so they'll fill it up in your trunk and then you drive off, and mission accomplished. So, it's been super convenient for me. So, as a busy mother, it has saved me so much time and energy. I don't have to go over budget by spending on things that I wouldn't usually do versus if I went into the store. And we know how the kids like to beg, right? They love to beg for every snack on the shelf. So, with this particular strategy, I'm able to stay on the budget that I want to and get the items that I actually need for my grocery trip. And it's super convenient because almost every store has grocery pickup. So you can get this at mainstream, like franchise stores, and also your local grocery stores might have it as well. Also, they have grocery delivery as well. So this is where they'll actually come to your house and deliver the groceries to you. So this one does come at a cost, but they also have free trials available. If you know that you're going to have a very busy month, you can sign up for the free trial to get your groceries delivered straight to your home, which makes it easy and even more convenient for you. The next piece of advice I'm going to share with you guys is to automate almost everything that you possibly can. When you automate things, you never run out and you almost never forget to pay things. So automation will make your life so much easier because it's less thinking for you. Okay, because our mental space needs its own space, right? You don't want to have it clouded with a million things that you need to remember. Okay, so you want to give your mind a break sometimes. And that's exactly what automating things does. Okay, so for example, one thing that I have automated are getting my essentials delivered to my home. I can set it up to get weekly deliveries, bi-weekly, monthly. So you set it up based on what your family's needs. Pricing is also competitive with what you would see at your local stores. So your local Target, your local Walmart, things like that. Sometimes when I used to do the in-store grocery shopping, I would forget essential things such as, let's say, paper towels, tissue paper, deodorant, detergent. So what I've done is I do have a membership as an Amazon Prime member. So you do get a small bit of a discount when you do their subscribe and save option.
Biggest con for me is after I get these delivered, I do have a lot of boxes sitting around, but I do recycle these whenever I do donate things. So I do make good use of the boxes so they won't clutter up my home.
If you were someone who is able to automate your bills, I would encourage you to do that as well. Okay, so if you can automate your electric bill or your water bill, your internet bill, or something that can help take the load off of you having to always think about it, I would definitely say do that. Okay, because as busy parents, we have so much to do, we have so much on our plates, and the last thing we need to worry about is late fees from these companies that don't owe us a thing. Okay, so if you can do that, it really opens up that mental space for you to not have to think so much when something is due. So you have to make it easier on yourself by doing easy steps like this. This moves us into our next piece of advice, which is to make sure that you utilize technology to help you. As a busy person, once again, you don't have the capacity to memorize everything, to remember everything. So you need that extra help. I personally have alarms set from the time that I wake up. I have alarms set for the days that I wash clothes, the days that I do grocery pickup, any type of extracurricular activity for the kids, anything for myself. I have reminders set. You want to make sure that you have some type of reminder in place so that you don't get caught up and swamped under, and it's going to lead to burnout if you keep forgetting things. Think of technology as your accountability buddy. Okay, it's gonna make your life easier. The next thing I'm gonna share with you guys is how we do meals in my home, which takes me 30 minutes or less. Okay, so I used to be one of those moms who cooked from scratch a lot. It took up a lot of my time and energy. But now I'm moving towards something that is a lot more convenient for me and my household, but it doesn't compromise on us eating really good, healthy foods or eating something that tastes good. So I'm going to show you guys how I do it and what works for us. I do choose fresh foods over frozen foods, but the way that I get these meals quickly is because I don't do everything from scratch. For example, my kids and I love curry, we love tikka masala, and we like a lot of Indian dishes, but we don't cook those bases from scratch. We just buy them pre-made from a trusted brand, and it comes out so delicious. Another option would be to go to a market that has a seafood department or poultry department that has fresh foods that are already pre-seasoned and pre-made. For example, Whole Foods has a salmon that's made in-house. I just put it in the oven for 10 minutes and made a salmon poke bowl out of it. And the only thing I really had to do was cook the sushi rice and also slice up the vegetables to go on top of the bowl. So very quick, very easy, and very delicious. Another dish that we like to do is make chipotle bowls. So my family and I really like the restaurant Chipotle, and we like to make our own variation of this at home. Very easy, it's very simple, and you can be very flexible with this. My last technique is to invest in a good crock pot. So this is where you can make meals overnight. So really nice tender meals, good for spaghetti, good for red beans. Definitely you want a crock pot to help you save a lot of time and keep you from constantly having to be in the kitchen. So moving on, we're gonna go to the next piece of advice, which is to invest in good cleaning products. And also you wanna have a sustainable cleaning routine in place. Having the right cleaning equipment could cut your cleaning time in half. So this is what I learned over the past year. Sometimes it's going to cost a little more upfront to get certain things. However, it's going to save you a lot of energy. Okay, so just trust me with this. I used to use a broom and dustpan to sweep my entire house, and I more recently traded it in for a vacuum that helps to cut my time in half, right? And it doesn't hurt my back like the broom and dustpan would do. You want to invest in good products. I used to use a traditional mop. Fill up the bucket, put in the Fabuloso, and at the end of it, everything's so messy. You got to pour the mop water out and things like that. And, over time, it's a very strenuous process. So what I recently did was I bought this Shark mop. So it sanitizes, it uses water and heat to help to clean your floor. So it's like a steam cleaner. At the end of the day, I don't have to pour out nasty mop water. There's no ring in the mops. This will make the chores that you dislike a lot easier for you to get done. So I had this person once tell me that your money will come back, however, your time and energy won't. So once it's spent, you won't be able to get that time back, okay? However, money can always come back to you. Convenience over hard work. My time and energy is valuable, right? So I utilize my dishwasher. I utilize things that help me, right? So I don't have to be at the sink washing dishes religiously. I use my dishwasher once a day. I run it overnight, and I have clean dishes in the morning. So if you are able to install a dishwasher or have one, I know the cost for electricity might go up because you are using it. However, what's more important to you? The more weight that you feel lifted off you, the more time and energy you have for yourself, to how you have for your family. Okay, so just think about that. And that's the mindset that I carry when it comes to just having routines and things in place. Get your kids on board with the cleaning. So the sooner, the better. Your kids need chores, all right? So you all live in that house, so everybody needs to pitch in some way. So with my kids, I do give them little incentives for doing their chores. So I set the expectation, I give them the list of things I expect from them. So they're responsible for their rooms. And of course, my son, since he's a little older, he's responsible for his bathroom. He's responsible for unloading the dishwasher, putting the dishes up. So he has his own responsibilities. And to incentivize this, I tell him that once everything is done, then you can have, your certain amount of time on electronics, right? Or I may say, you'll get your allowance, but at the end of the week. So we stack his allowance per day, and then he'll get paid at the end of the week. Okay. And he does get bonuses as well. So if he does an exceptionally good job, or if he goes above and beyond, he will get a bonus. So if you incentivize that, and you just do it based off of your child's age, right? So maybe like a 3-year-old would love to have maybe like his or her favorite snack, all right, or a piece of candy, or a trip to, the candy shop or something. So whatever works for your kids, and they can even write their own list of things that they want as a reward for helping to take care of the household. So you can get really creative with this. It takes the load off of you when you're able to delegate certain tasks to your kids. Okay, so just make sure whatever you're asking them to do is age appropriate. So the next piece of advice I'm going to share with you, my ladies and gentlemen, is to make sure that you book time for yourself, okay? For your self-care specifically. Have boundaries around your work life, okay? Have boundaries around your parent life, okay? You are more than just a parent. You've been blessed with a specific duty in this lifetime, but also outside of parenthood, you are a person that has their own needs and wants, and you deserve to get them met, okay? So I communicate with my kids. I'm very candid with them. If mommy needs a break, I express that to them. Whatever mommy needs, if mommy needs a vacation, I let them know, this is my boundary. I need this time for me. All right. And the kids take it well. And this also teaches them boundaries as well, So I feel like it's a very healthy practice as long as your boundaries aren't crazy, like outlandish, but just make sure it's within a healthy line. This is so important because in order for you to function, you need to make sure that you take care of yourself. Okay, this could look like different things based on the type of person you are, based on what you like, but you're at the top of the pyramid, okay? You're right here. And if you're not taken care of, everything will trickle down and everything is going to just fall apart, okay? Because if you're not happy, sometimes if you don't manage your emotions that well, that's going to also be felt by the kids, all right? And whoever else, your friends, your family. So make sure that you're taking care of you. And also, if you have help available, whether this be family members, whether this be a nanny, or even if you have friends with kids and you guys kind of exchange babysitting. So let's say you have a friend with a kid, you babysit their kid on this day, and they can babysit your kid. Okay, so just making exchanges like that, because sometimes you have to be creative because you don't have that village. Okay, so for those who don't have that village, you really have to get creative with really finding time for yourself. But if you do have that village that supports you, make sure that you utilize it, okay? And you're not selfish for that, okay? So that is a part of self-care, being able to make space for yourself, make time for yourself, okay? Because you deserve it, okay? At the end of the day, you truly do. My next piece of advice is to make quality time for your child or children. So we talked about making space for yourself, but also you have these little humans that have decided to join this journey with you, and you need to make the most out of it, okay? So make the journey enjoyable. If you're able to put your kids in extracurricular activities that they enjoy, or just going on little family outings, whether it be like a picnic. So for example, I took my kids to this cooking class where they visited this garden. They learned how to cook a squash. So you can find little events going on around your community that caters to kids, or museums, things like that. And a lot of the programs are free to do. So take advantage of that. Okay. So if you know your child likes to read, maybe take them to the library, take them to a book signing or something like that. So just kind of get to know your kids and help to fill in those wants and things that they enjoy. Okay. So this helps to also push them into their creative energy as well. Okay. So you want to, like I said, maximize the experience of being a parent, okay? Because this is definitely a real blessing. Not everybody gets an opportunity to experience parenthood. So you were someone who was chosen for this. And I want you to just really take pride and love in this experience that you are having. There are going to be times where You're going to be challenged. However, you're never given more than you can bear. And I really stand by that. And I just want to leave you guys with that. So I hope that some of these tips help you guys to create that balance in your life, to take some of that load off of you so that you can really start thoroughly enjoying what parenthood looks like, okay, and what parenthood feels like. So do not limit yourself to certain things once again. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you found this valuable. Make sure you share as well with someone you feel could benefit from this advice. All right, I will see you guys in the next video. Love you. Bye.